recording. Hey everybody, Regwin here, and welcome to my week 1 match for the Sunny Shore Battle Federation Season 5 National Deck Singles Draft League. I was gonna record this live, but my recording kinda paused in the middle of it, so we're doing a post-com. So anyways, I started out, let's switch sides. Okay. So I started off with Mega Deontay, and he started off with Mega Manectric. And he went for Volt Switch, and then switched into the Eldegoss. I went for Diamond Storm, got the defense buff. I went for Mystical Fire on the Eldegoss. And then he Giga Drained. And then he switched into the Mega Manectric. I went for Mystical Fire. And then, he went for Volt Switch and took out my Mega Deontay. And then he sent out the Scizor. I sent out the Necrozma. I take out his Scizor with Heat Wave. And then he sends out the Mega Manectric. Goes for a Volt Switch. And then, he sends out Slowbro. I go for Photon Geyser. And then I go for Dark Pulse on his Slowbro. He uses Teleport, brings in Clefable. I go for Flash Cannon. He went for Calm Mind, has leftovers. I went for Flash Cannon. And then he went for Soft Boiled. And then I went for another Flash Cannon. He went for Soft Boiled. And then I went for another Flash Cannon, got a critical hit, lowered his special defense. He went for Moonblast. He sent in Slowbro. I went for Flash Cannon. And then he sent in Eldegoss here. I went for Dark Pulse. This part he was kind of reading me like a book. So I went for Heat Wave. Got the burn on Heat Wave on his Slowbro. And then I went for Dark Pulse here. He went for Teleport. Sent out the Mega Manectric. Goes for Thunderbolt and takes out Necrozma. And then I sent out Dracovish here. He sent out Clefable. I went for Vicious Rend and take out the Clefable. He sent out Slowbro. I went for Vicious Rend. He went for Stock Off. I sent out Celesteela here. He went for Stock Off. Excuse me. I went for Leech Seed, but he uses Teleport. Sends out the Blacephalon. I sent out Dracovish. He went for Overheat. And then he sends out Slowbro. And then I went for Crunch. He went for Iron Defense. And then I kept going for Crunch. And then he went for Stock Off. I went for Crunch. He went for Body Press. And then I went for Crunch. He keeps going for Iron Defense. And then I go for Crunch. And then he went for Stock Off. And then I just keep going for Crunch. And he keeps going for Stock Off. And then I went for Crunch, got a critical hit, lowered his defense. He went for Body Press. Meanwhile, he keeps getting hurt by his burn. He sends out Mega Manectric. I went for Crunch there. He sends in Slowbro. I went for another Crunch. He keeps getting hurt by his burn too. I went for Crunch there. He went for Stock Off again. I just kept going for Crunch here. And then he went for Stock Off. And then I went for Crunch. He went for Body Press. And then I went for another Crunch. He went for Stock Off. And then he sent out the Eldegoss here. I went for Crunch. And then I went for Crunch there. He went for Sleep Powder. And then he used Giga Drain and took out my Dracovish. And then I sent out circuitry. And then I went for Calm Mind there. And then I went for Thunderbolt. Take out the Slowbro. Got a special defense boost with Beast Boost. He went for Overheat here. And then I go for Thunderbolt and take out the Blacephalon. Get another special defense boost. He sends out the Mega Manectric, goes for a Flamethrower and takes out my circuitry. And then he sent out Umbreon and Synchronize doesn't work. Umbreon gets fully paralyzed here. He goes for Volt Switch. Sends out the Eldegoss. This part was really annoying. I go for Toxic. And then he goes for Aromatherapy. I get fully paralyzed there. He goes for Giga Drain. I go for Heal Bell. And then I go for Toxic. He puts Umbreon to sleep. And then he switches out into the Mega Manectric. I'm asleep that turn. He goes for Thunderbolt. I stay asleep. He goes for Thunderbolt again. I go for Wish. He switches into the Eldegoss. I go for Foul Play, get the Wish. And then I go for Foul Play. He goes for Sleep Powder here. And then I switch into the Celesteela. He switches into the Mega Manectric. He goes for Volt Switch. And then he sends in Eldegoss. I went for Flash Cannon. And then I went for Protect here. He went for Sleep Powder. And then he sends out Mega Manectric. And then I go for an Air Slash. And then I go for Protect again. He went for Thunderbolt. He went for Thunderbolt and took out my Celesteela. No, I'm left with just Umbreon. He went for Thunderbolt. I was asleep. He went for Thunderbolt again. I wake up. Go for the Foul Play. Take out the Mega Manectric. So that thing's gone. And then I went for Wish. He goes for Giga Drain here. And then I went for Foul Play. And then he went for Rapid Spin here. I get the Wish back. And then he gets hurt by poison. He goes for Aromatherapy. I go for Foul Play. And then he goes for Sleep Powder. My Umbreon is asleep. He went for Giga Drain. I woke up, went for Foul Play. And then he goes for Rapid Spin again. I go for Toxic. And then he went for Rapid Spin again here. And then I went for Foul Play. And then he went for Aromatherapy again. I go for Foul Play. He went for Sleep Powder again. And then he went for Giga Drain. My Umbreon woke up. I went for Toxic. He went for Giga Drain this turn. And then I went for Foul Play. And then he went for Aromatherapy again this turn. And then I went for Foul Play. And then he went for Sleep Powder again. And then he went for Giga Drain this turn. And then I used Toxic again. And then he went for Aromatherapy again this turn. I go for Foul Play. And then he went for Giga Drain. I went for Toxic. And then he went for Sleep Powder again. And then he went for Aromatherapy again. And then I'm asleep. my Umbreon is asleep. And then he went for Giga Drain. And then my Umbreon is asleep. And then he went for Rapid Spin. And then my Umbreon wakes up, he goes for Toxic. Or I go for Toxic. And then he went for Sleep Powder again. My Umbreon is asleep. He went for Giga Drain. And then my Umbreon is asleep. He's hurt by poison meanwhile. He goes for another Aromatherapy. I wake up, go for Foul Play. And then he goes for Sleep Powder again this turn. And then he goes for Giga Drain. I go for Toxic. And then he went for another Sleep Powder here. And then he goes for Giga Drain here. So yeah. And then he goes for Aromatherapy here again. And then he went for Giga Drain. My Umbreon wakes up, goes for Toxic on him. And then he goes for Sleep Powder on me again. And then he gets hurt by poison. He goes for Giga Drain on my Umbreon again. I wake up, go for Toxic. But he's already poisoned. I kind of clicked the wrong move there. And then he goes for Sleep Powder on me again. And then he gets really weak here, goes for Giga Drain. I wake up, go for Foul Play. And then the poison takes out the Eldegoss, and I win the match. So yeah, that's the match. I got my first victory in the Sunny Shore Battle Federation Season 5 National Dex Singles Draft League, which I'm 1-0 right now for my first match. And I'll see you guys in the next video. See you guys then. Redwin out.